So welcome everyone to this group. We're actually talking about autumn and the season of change today. And this is really a time for evaluation. 9 months has passed for this year. This is the year of 2015, and we need to now reevaluate the things that's taken place over the last 9 months. And as I take you through it, I want you to kind of think about some of the things that you set in your heart, some of the intentions that you set in your heart to do over the last 9 months. So autumn is a time for change. It's one of those, another season. And it also opens up the door to fourth quarter, and which is the final quarter of the year. That means it's not too late to start making changes. It's not too late to make some of these things happen. Okay? And I love fall and autumn because all the beautiful change of foliage. I mean, it's just beautiful, beautiful leaves and things like that. But just to kind of summarize what the autumn season means, traditionally, autumn is the third of the 4 seasons. We know that. It is naturally the time of year when the beautiful trees turn all these beautiful, the leaves turn to beautiful colors, and on the foliage begins to change, and also they begin to lose their leaves, And autumn is also called fall. When those leaves fall, that's why they named it fall. All the leaves begin to fall off the trees. And typically, it is around September 22nd. This year it was September 23rd, which was last Wednesday, through December 22nd. So that's typically the range of that season. And then autumn is also harvest time. And that's a time of gathering, a time of gathering. And I want to talk about the spiritual season. Now, we just said the natural season is about autumn and kind of told you what that means. But with everything, because we're not just physical bodies, physical beings, we're also spiritual. We have a body. We also have a mind, which is our soul is involved in that, and our emotions and our will. And then we have the spiritual. So we're going to talk about some of the things that happen in the spiritual sense too. In the spiritual season of autumn, it's a time when you might experience changes in emotions. Changes in various situations may happen in your life. You might see some things fall away that's not necessarily needs to be in your life anymore. When you're in that season of autumn. Now, it does not mean that because we are in this natural season of autumn that you're in a season of autumn in your spiritual life, in your life. So you have to assess the things that are taking place to determine which season you're in. That's why I'm sharing that. But I do want to, I'm not going to go over all the different parts and different seasons because I'm going to do those as they come along. But I want to kind of make you aware of what happens in the spiritual sense. The things that you might be experiencing and not understanding why is because you might be in an autumn season. Okay? And this is a time of evaluation and reevaluation to determine if change is really needed in order to make progress. A lot of times we set these goals at the beginning of the year, and we have all these intentions. I want to do this, this, and this. And my family, I have this goal. I have this business goal. I have this health goal. I want to increase some things with my finances. All these things we set out in these intentions at the beginning of the year. And then, okay, now it's autumn. What are you doing and what's happening? So you need to reevaluate what's happening in your life at that time to see if you're actually making progress. This is a time of harvest. So this is only though, and I get this, in a natural sense, harvest happens because it's just a cycle type thing in the natural. When a farmer sows, when that fall comes, if it's time for it to actually harvest in the fall, like pumpkins and different things like that, you can go and harvest them. Now, it's different for a spiritual season. It's different only because it depends on the individual. It depends on the individual, meaning if you have practiced self-discipline to diligently work at your goals. Now, you have at the beginning of the year had intentions, I want this and I want this, and now here it is in autumn. Autumn is here. Have you been disciplined enough to work toward your goals? Well, if you haven't really sown anything, like the farmer, if you haven't been doing any sowing, how do you expect to reap? You know, we misconceive or for ourselves, we deny ourselves of the results because we don't practice self-discipline and toward working toward our goals, our dreams over the past several months or years. Now, also, you know, when it comes to the harvest season or the fall and autumn season, this is it's one of those seasons of rain. You know, spring is one, and so is autumn. And the reason is because rain is necessary in order for growth to take place. If you don't have rain, the farmers will say, oh my gosh, my crop is dying. If we're in a drought, I need some rain. You know, we want it to rain. And in the spiritual sense, rain represents blessings. It represents provision. So I think I shared it here. In the natural sense, autumn is one of the rainy seasons. But in the natural sense, it is the time where a season of your life where things for your business, for your life, you should have an expectation of rain. You know, because if you're truly in the spiritual season of autumn in your life, you know that expect blessings, expect provision. If you've been trying to figure out how to make something work, and you know that everything is lining up, you've been doing your due diligence, now expect things to line up for you. Expect things to start pouring down on you and on the things. Your work is begin to multiply. The fruit of your labor, you're going to start fulfilling more fulfillment of those things because you're in that season and it's raining. So expect provision for fulfillment of those things that you've been working towards. Okay? And I'm not sure if I said earlier, but autumn opens the door to the fourth quarter of the year. And with that, if you really want to achieve certain goals that you've established earlier in the year, now is the time to become even more energized and more passionate about doing the necessary things and actions to meet those goals before year end, because you have 3 months. It's not too late. You don't discard and discount this year and say, oh wow, I've messed up over the last 9 months. I haven't really practiced self-discipline. I haven't really been diligent in doing these things that I know I should have been doing. So I'm going to call it a wash for the year. No, don't do that. You know, don't call it a wash. 2015 is still, we got 3 more months to go. So let's put some more time into it. But it's going to require you to have some more energy, up your energy level, and up your focus, and you're passionate. And recognize that during this season of harvest, that is truly a gift. You know, when harvest actually starts happening, I mean, you have fruit. You know, the farmers actually see the fruit and they can go and start gathering and picking. And when we used to have a little garden in the back, you know, I love to go pick out, you know, do the harvesting. I love to go pick it, you know. And it's a fun thing. It's a wonderful thing when you can actually go and harvest naturally, you know, those things that you've been working and laboring to grow. And in the spiritual sense, or, you know, in the sense where you're working toward your goals, it's wonderful when you actually see multiply your clientele in your business. You see a multiplication of income coming in. You have another source that's coming in. New opportunities open up for you to have more income. All those things is considered fruit of that harvest time. So it's where the fruit of your labor is blessed and plentiful. So, but you need to recognize where it comes from. Now, there are 4 types of goals I want to kind of talk about, because if we're saying that we established goals at the beginning of the year, a lot of times we can be, I guess, forereach, I guess, with some of the goals and not really know how to put it in the right time frame. So when it comes to goals, there are 4 different types. I define it as 4 different types because based on my own personal goals, I define them 4 different ways. The first one is immediate goals, and then we have short-term goals, we have long-term goals, and then we have extended goals. That's what I, basically how I categorize them. Now the first one, immediate goals, I consider that's the now. You know, you want to focus on the now. things that you want to get done this week, things that you want to get done within the next month to 11 months. I consider that, that's immediate. The last 3 months of the year, we're in autumn. Okay, you got some immediate goals to set. Okay, you might have had those that you had at the beginning of the year. Now how can we reevaluate and rewrite those so we can work on and try to meet those by the end of the year? Which ones, we can actually prioritize, which ones do I really want to focus on? What's important to me? And let's focus on just that so I can meet this. You don't have to meet everything, but you want to come out and say, I did achieve this. You have a good feeling about that. And then you have the short-term goals. That's the 1 to 5 years. 1 to 5 year goals. You want to set some of those. And then we have the long-term goals is anything that's 5 years to 10, 5 to 10 years is considered long-term. And anything over 10 years I consider as extended. Things that I want to do when I retire, that's some goals. That's extended goals for me. Because it's more than 10 years.
Wait before you move.
Okay. So if you really want to focus on the next 3 months, you're going to be in the immediate goal area. Immediate goals. And then when January rolls around, you'll be able to start creating some more of those short-term goals. Okay?
Mm-hmm. You're good.
So this is evaluation time. What goals did you set out to do to accomplish this year? Think about that. Go back, if you've written them down, go find that wherever you wrote them. If you have a vision board where you have certain goals on it, go back, look at it and see how you're doing. How are you coming along with some of your goals? And reevaluate. Okay, then you have to ask yourself, have I met those goals or am I on track with those goals? Ask yourself that. You got your list of goals now. Am I on track or have I met them? Some of those you can check. I love that when I can check it off. Yes, I did that. That's happened. And it makes you feel really good, a sense of accomplishment when you can look back and say, wow, all that happened this year? That feels really good that all that was accomplished. I feel great. And the thing is, I'll say this, that when you take the initiative to work towards your goals, provision just shows up. Like I said, that rain comes, it just shows up when you need it to help you get it done. It's amazing how that happens. But it's only because you have been working with your work of faith, you've been putting that work in action, and God sends provision. Okay? And then another question is, what activities or actions or even lack of actions need to change to make progress? A lot of times we might be doing just busy work and we're not getting anywhere. Mm-hmm. It's not accomplishing anything. So do you need to make adjustments? This is the time that we're asked, do I need to change? Is this something I need to let go? Do I need to add something new? What new things should you consider doing this time? Doing this actual season, autumn. What do you need to do? Now that we're into the last quarter of the year, what do you need to do in order to help meet those targets that you have, some of those desires that you want to accomplish? So that kind of summarizes the topic that I wanted to share with you. But one of the things I do want to offer for those that are listening out there is I have a Manifest More of Your Dreams training program. And in that, it actually teaches a lot of things that I'm talking about. How to really be more productive, how to really have a true action plan that's going to make you more successful, so that when you get to this season of each year, you're on target. You actually, things happening every quarter, because you really have something that's formalized and helping you move through that. And then it's going to talk about even some things on how to recognize divine provision. All those things will be shared in this program. You learn specific techniques that I keep to keep my mental attitude positive at all times. And that's the key thing. You really need to know how to keep yourself motivated in order to keep yourself on track with your goals. Because if your mind doesn't go there, guess what? Your body's not going to go there either. It'll stop you in your tracks. And then you're also going to learn specific methods that I use and to get more results. And that's what I talk about, the productivity, the organization, all that. And you'll also learn the methodology behind manifesting your dreams and goals. So on a consistent basis, you want to be consistent, constantly manifesting, constantly things happening. So all of that happens in my Manifest More of Your Dreams training program. And you can find more information on my website, moreofrachel.com. That's more of Rachel, my last name More, of Rachel.com. And on one of the tabs, it's Invest Special Offer. You'll be able to see some things there about this program. So there you have it. Autumn is a season of change. Now's the time for you to reflect on your goals and start making a change right now to actually hit the targets for the end of the year. Go to my website, and until next time, mind your vision, and faith works when you work it.